Boys, I'm finally back. It has been a minute. A lot of you guys know, if you didn't see the community post, that I just ended up getting married and I went on my honeymoon, so that's why I was AFK for like 2 weeks, basically a week and a half to be exact. But since I have been gone, MLB The Show has dropped some absolute heat content and I am very behind. And so today's video is going to be us talking about, if you're like me or if you're just somebody who needs stubs, we're going to be talking about the fastest way you guys can end up getting stubs in MLB The Show 23. And there are a lot of ways to do it right now, and I am one of the people who has to absolutely grind this. So I'm going to be doing everything in this video ASAP to end up getting the God Squad. That just, it has to happen. I've got a lot of grinding to do. Who knows, I might do like an 8-hour stream because I am behind. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys drop a like and a sub, as we're getting really close to 10k subscribers. I believe we just hit 9.5, so we're 500 subs away, so please hit a sub if you haven't already. Getting really close to hitting my dream of 10k, and let's get right into it. If you guys want cheap stubs, make sure you guys go to u4gm.com. What they will end up doing is, all they do is you give them your ID, their password, they do it all for you, and then you just put in my coupon code for Brady to get 5% off your purchase. When I say my team is outdated, let's just take a look. I haven't even done monthly awards, because whenever they drop monthly awards, I was about to head to my wedding, and so I've got to do that. I've got a lot of grinding. My team, of course, like, it's good, but it's all set one. So it's all set one. So all of these guys are going to be irrelevant very, very soon. So I got to get on my grind. The only dog that I have, I remember I spent like 115k on him when he came out, is Yordan Alvarez. This guy's making, he's staying on the squad. I could sell him to end up getting some budget beasts, but we're going to keep him on the squad just because I love these cards. They're so fun to hit with. And there's always just something about Yordan cards. I always reg with him. He's not going to be my wild card or anything, but he'll be on my team as long as he can. But a lot of you guys might be like me, where you just have a lot of outdated 99s. There's a lot of new really good cards. There's a set collection cards. I'm getting there. I'm just not there yet. I'll make a video on how to do that fast, but I got to grind that myself before I make a video on it. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. But there are a ton of ways to make stubs in the game right now, and I'm going to talk about the ways that I am going to be grinding ASAP. If you've done this already, well, there's tons more, so stay to the end of the video, as we're going to be talking about stub grinding, and we're going to be talking about some of the best things to flip to make like 30,000 stubs an hour. But the first thing that I always like to talk about whenever I'm doing these videos is that sometimes the best thing to do is play the game in a smart way. Now, I know everyone's just like, just play the game. It's like a #1 comment, and I'm not saying that. A lot of this is self-explanatory, but let's talk about some of the best grindable ways to make stubs. For example, events. Events are amazing. I just played an event game, got absolutely smacked. Golly, I am rusty on the sticks. I gotta get on my grind, but they're just so good. You're gonna be making about 60,000 subs by doing this whole thing, and you might be like, Brady, how are you getting 60,000 stubs? 500 here, 1,000 there, 1,500 there, and whenever you sell Troy Percival, you get 17. When you sell Carlos Pena, you get 18, and if you get lucky, you get another like 80k. But worst case scenario, you should be getting with all the packs, all of the stubs, by grinding out the program. They're 3-inning games. They aren't hard. I know that I just got absolutely murdered in one, but this is a great way to make stubs. And so one of the best ways of doing it is, first off, by grinding events. Again, another thing that helps is, for example, for me, I missed an event, so I gotta grind the rewind pack, and I gotta go after some of these Tops Now boys like Garanky and Jackie Bradley, so I can have them for the set 2 collection. It's just good for all of that as well. And if you pull something, then you're just living on top of the world. The next best thing to do is Battle Royale. If you haven't done this already, for example, like this just ended up dropping and I haven't played it all, so I'm at 0, but you get tons of stubs through it. And I always, and I know that some people are going to be really anti this, I always sell these cards. I always sell these cards. If you're no money spent, you got to sell these cards. 2,000 a pop, 8,000 a pop. Like, you gotta sell these guys. You gotta sell these guys and take your stubs on the way. You're not gonna be able to keep this and sell this like you used to, so you gotta take this card and just enjoy him. I'm probably gonna end up taking Alfonso Soriano. He just looks really gross, and I love his swing in previous games, so he'll probably be my guy. As far as ranked seasons, I don't really recommend, if you're just grinding stubs, do not just play ranked seasons. Just don't do it. Because if you just grind ranked seasons, it takes forever. It takes forever. There's a lot better ways to make stubs. Ranked, and those cards are really good. And if you make World Series and can sell a card, awesome. That's really good stubs. But you can't sell a program award, so it's kind of just one of those things where it's just kind of grind for the card and put them on your team, but just not good for stubs. Alright boys, now let's get into the bread and butter of stub making. Now this has been my bread and butter the last 3 years. This is done with my best friend, the companion app. If you don't have the companion app on your phone, you gotta end up getting it. It is just so helpful whenever you are flipping and selling stubs and buying stubs and flipping cards. It just helps. So what if you can do this and you have 2 devices? So if you have your Xbox, your phone, and you also have, let's say, like a laptop, and so you have the laptop, we're gonna go to one of my favorite sites in the world right now called showzone.io. Man, this thing is just beautiful if you want to make stubs. Basically, all you gotta do is go to showzone.gg. You can make your own account or you can just browse it. It doesn't matter either way. Go to market over here, go to flipping, and it will tell you the best cards to flip right now. And it refreshes about 5 minutes, so it says every 5 minutes. And it's really good for the best profit margins and the best ones to make a ton of profit on. You can see that the maples are going for a lot, but some of the more expensive cards you're going to make more stubs on, such as the batting gloves that are going for about 20k, that you can end up getting a big profit there. And what's so great about this website is you can sort it by profit. You can sort it by how fast they're selling with sales per minute. You always want to toggle it because it'll help it go really quick. Like, for example, right now, some of the best thing is to do is hold my bat, pitcher right-handed 2, which is going really, really quickly, and it's going for about a 77% profit, which is absolutely crazy. And so basically just look at the website, make sure you line up what you're trying to do with your phone and maybe your Xbox, and so you're flipping on 2 devices, and you just roll and roll and roll and roll, and you just keep going. You just keep going. The more you do this, the easier it gets. This is something that I love doing on streams, and so that'll be something that I will start doing again whenever I start streaming again. But it's so easy, and this is what I'm gonna be doing, and it's the most boring thing ever. It's really boring. And so one thing I would recommend is, if you are doing this and you're trying to make stubs, turn on a Netflix show, watch some Outer Banks, watch some baseball. Baseball is really good right now. Turn it on. If you want to legally stream it, do that, whatever floats your boat. But just turn on something, because it gets really boring. What I love about the phone is it gives me every single, and MLB The Show companion app, it's on the App Store. It gives me a notification every single time I buy a card and every time I sell a card. And so that's really the only thing that I have to worry about, is getting outbid. And so if I have my Xbox on and my phone, all I do is I will just check if I'm getting outbid on the phone under my orders, and then I will just queue up more orders on my Xbox. And so whenever you're double fisting it, it's pretty elite. Each flip you end up doing, whenever you sort it by price, you're going to be getting updated a brand new list every 5 minutes. You should be getting 1,000 to 2,000 per flip. You should be getting you can get up to a flip a minute, because it does get that crazy sometimes. It is a lot better to flip at night than it is during the day, because there are more people on the game. So I would recommend flipping roughly around 3 to 5. And then that's usually when a lot of people get off work, and a lot of guys get off work, and then people get on. Or you can do it like 7 to 9, which also is great, because then there's a couple people who are on like a night shift type of thing. But you should be getting at least 30,000 per hour. You should be getting 40 flips an hour for sure. Like, I always get 40 flips an hour. If you are just starting out, one thing I will say though is sometimes it's a little slow, just because you got to get the hang of it. You got to start rolling multiple cards at once. You're not just doing 1 card at a time. You're making sure you're doing 3 or 4. And to do this, you're going to need at least a stub flow of about 10 to 15,000 stubs, so you can pick out 3 of those cards. If those 3 profit cards that are more expensive, or a little more expensive, sometimes you need like 40 to 50k, but that's kind of how you're going to end up doing this. One of the rules of thumb is just making sure that the tax is right, but everything will be good on showzone.io, so you won't have to worry about any of that and the profit margins at all, and you just got to filter it out. One thing you can also do if you don't like showzone.io is you can just go to some of the series, like the Kaiju series right now, and look for some of these really big gaps. 6556 isn't horrible. You got to keep in mind 10%. So 10% of 65 is 6,500. That's how much SDS ends up taking. 6,500 minus 65,000 is going to be roughly around 59k. And so 59k to 56k, you're going to be making about a 3,000 stub increase on Tarek Schoolboy, who is a little bit of a high risk card because he's higher. But if you want to do it the old fashioned way, you just look buy now. You just got to do the math in your head, and you always pick 1 page if you're doing it this way. This is what I used to recommend in my old videos. So you'll find the ones with the big gaps. Like, this is a pretty good one. Lefty Grove isn't bad because it's about a 3,100 gap right there. You're going to be making a lot of stubs there. So let's say you like Lefty Grove, and then you also like Michael Young is also good. You gotta keep in mind these are a little bit lower volume cards, so you'll get like 3 of these flips an hour. That's why you use shows.io. It just makes it easier. But you'll press on this, and you'll press on that, and you'll just shuffle through while using the companion app to make sure that you're not getting outbid. That's why you have 2 consoles, so like 1 Xbox and then 1 phone. So that's kind of the best way to do it this year. That's how you make a ton of stubs. Flipping this year has just gotten so much easier because of the companion app and everything in the game. And it makes it just like butter. It's a lot of fun. But I hope that you boys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash the like and sub button as we're getting really close to 10K. We're going to have a Budget Beast video tomorrow because my last one's a little bit outdated. There's a lot of really cool new Budget Beasts in the game. So we're going to be going over that in tomorrow's video. So make sure you have post noties on for that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the awesome wedding wishes. Obviously, not my normal setup. I am building a setup at my house, but I'm at the in-laws right now. We're going to be there for another 3 days. But then I go back to my house with my new wife, and we will have a really sick setup and really sick background. I'm really amped about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. But anyways, I'm not going to keep you guys too long. I'll talk to you boys later. Have a great rest of your day, and peace.